Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, who are watching the Farm Chief YouTube channel. It is the Farmers TV. We are still with the director, Faith Agro Inputs. And for those who are looking for their seeds, please, you can visit them at their shop in Container Village, opposite Cooper Complex. You go there, you just tell them that you watch them on the Farm Chief YouTube channel. Of course, you will get the very, very, very good varieties of seeds that you want, be it green pepper, be it onion, be it the tomatoes, maize, and other variety of seeds. My name is Dipato Katerega, the Farm Chief. We are at the farm, not the farm college. We are at the demonstration farm, Faith Agro Inputs, Ginger, Umasho Grounds. Last time, we talked about the varieties for fresh market. So today we want to talk about the steps. What are the steps you have to take to grow them very well to give you good yields? Still, I'm with the director, Mr. Ambrose. You can say hi to our viewers.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I don't know how afternoon comes after evening. So whichever way, where you are watching from, you are well protocol observed. Now, today I want to take you through few steps on what you do in order to attain such a garden, such a crop. Because sometimes we make a lot of mistakes. We come and get good videos on good looking gardens, but we do not tell our farmers what we've done to achieve this. And remember our target from our previous episode, we talked about farmers being calculative, farmers being good at numbers, because you know the authors who came before us taught us that numbers don't lie. So for numbers, in order for numbers not to lie, you need to be spot on. Now, today we are going to take you through the nutrition program on weekly basis.
Hey!
On what you're supposed to do on weekly. Remember, we are doing maize as horticulture. It's not as expensive as it might sound.
On weekly program?
On weekly basis.
Weekly?
Yes.
Ambrose. You mean people, they should start farming, doing this maize farming,
you see now,
and they report their gardens every week?
You see what I said, because we've been here on weekly basis. Reason being, we want to produce as uniform crops as possible. Because if you are going to come occasionally, you'll find that one side is tall and the other side is short. So you need to be around your garden and be able to ascertain, in case of any slight change, you need to know why it has changed. So that at the end of the day, you are able to get uniform.
For us, we thought that if I plant my maize the way they're supposed to be, planted, spacing and everything, I provide the fertilizers, I do weeding, and even I kill the tutor. That is done.
Sometimes you will provide the fertilizer on a plant that does not need fertilizer. That is why I said at least somebody must be there to assess the progress on weekly basis. Remember, our target is to attain at least 14,520 plants
From an acre.
From an acre. And from those 14,520, all the plants must qualify for 500 shillings. I don't know 500 shillings how much when you convert into dollars.
500 when you convert into dollars, because $1,000 that is mitwala abiri mwemeka.
Now 500 shillings. 500 shillings will be around around $0.2. $0.2. Yes. And from the $500, we are looking at 14,520. So 14,520 in Uganda shillings, that is 7,260,000. That is a figure way above even those ones who are doing commercial grain. Okay? Way above those ones who are doing commercial grain. And that is the reason why a grower needs to be around and be able to document what happens on a weekly basis. Because remember, most of our growers are doing this outside the normal growing season. Either they have an irrigation system, or they are alternating with their tomato garden or watermelon garden, or onion garden. After removing the tomato, you don't have to plant tomato again. You have to plant maize. And the maize you are planting is for sale as fresh. So you need to be around. It is, by the way, it's also another good interval, a rest period, because now the workload for maize is not as intensive as for tomato, let's say, for example. So as you are relaxing, as you're on the commercial break, at least do something more or less similar to what you've been doing, but with a different financial financial objective. So how do we begin? As I said earlier, the best spacing is 30 by 90 centimeters, or 1 feet by 3 feet. Plant to plant is 1 feet. Row to row is 3 feet. Each hole we put 1 seed. The issue of germination, leave it to us, to Faith Agro and Decalb. Because now that is our role. That is where we normally ensure.
Then a question comes in. Ambrose, the question comes in. People normally buy seeds, maybe because you're a distributor. I have a friend of mine that is JMK from Buwalula, Mitiana Road. Actually, that is Mitiana district. He comes and consumes from you.
He purchases from me, and then
takes to his shop. Then talk about a farmer, and as you all know that people duplicate the seeds. Someone might buy those seeds from any other shop, and those seeds do not germinate. But when the brand, the label on the container is Decalb and Faith Agro, should those farmers come in front of you and ask why those seeds did not germinate?
You see, now for the last, I can say categorically, for the last 4 or 5 years, I've never had any farmer who has complained of seed not germinating. Because it is one of the challenges we saw earlier and worked upon our production and distribution system to ensure that the seed reaches the farmer when it is still 100% germination. And that one, for DK, for farmers who have planted DK, can attest to that. So it is something that we've been able to do the self-regulation to ensure that the seed that we are giving to our farmers, first of all, it germinates. 2, it must measure up to all the phenotypical characteristics to ensure that what we are giving you will be able to do what? To deliver the results. Now back to our our nutritional program. We talked of the most important thing is the spacing. And you know, sometimes farmers make mistakes. They make mistakes. After planting maize, you buy a very expensive seed, hybrid seed, and you plant it like any maize you've gotten from your store. Or a friend. That is wrong. Just like we will go to the market to buy, let's say for example, a dairy cow, and the seller will tell you this cow is able to produce 20 liters of milk, but within your scope, you have 20 cows that gives you 20 liters of milk. And this is what confuses most of the farmers. It is the producers of this seed, to advise you the best way all the best practices you should adopt to ensure that you get good results. So if you're going to get my seed and plant in your own local way, I swear you may end up with local results.
You'll keep on crying.
You'll keep on crying, you will keep
and
on
saying
doubting.
that these seeds
And
they
you know,
don't give yields.
and you know, most of the farmers have named as marketeers, all that kind of stuff. Yes, we are, as much as we are marketing, but we are objective. Some others are even refer to us as motivational speakers. And I wonder where a motivational speaker will take you to the garden.
Do you know why those farmers call you motivational speakers?
Yes.
Because we always calculate, as you said earlier, actually in our last episode, that we have to be calculative, we farmers these days. For you, when you calculate, the calculations comes out. Because we are calculating, but for them, when they put into that, when they implement what they have told them, like spacing and doing everything, they don't get those results.
You know the reason why farmers don't get those results is because, let's say for example, they are investing what they are seeing, but they are not investing what I did in order to bring out such a crop. You understand? So that is why sometimes they refer to us as motivational speakers. They think that these things are done, they are done from somewhere, then they are lifted and planted here.
Anyway,
that
to cut
is wrong.
the story short, Ambrose, you have talked about the amount of money someone can get out of an acre when he or she planted the way you have taught us.
Yes.
What amount of money does a farmer need to invest to get that amount you have talked about?
We begin with the seed. The seed, for such a method, you need 6 kilos of maize seed.
In an acre?
In an acre.
How much per kilogram? How much is per kilo?
A kilo is between 14,000, 15,000. So if it is 14,000, do the math. 14,000 times 6. If it is 15, it is 15,000 times 6. If it is 15, it's 90,000. If it is 14, it's 84,000.
Then let's say it is 90. It is
90,000. In an acre, that is seed.
That is seed.
Now you add a bag of fertilizer Yaramira Power, 50 kilograms.
How much?
For planting, that is around 200,000. So that is 290,000. Then you'll add a liter, a quarter kilo of vano. A quarter kilo of vano is 25,000. So we add a liter of B more, which is 30,000. That is 345. Now we shall add another 25,000 for controlling fall armyworm. Fall armyworm. That is 375.
Yes.
Then we shall add another liter of 4-crop sweet. Now 4-crop sweet is the one that gives you the uniform cob and the sweetness, the bricks, and it acts as a preservative on shelf life. That sweet taste we are talking about, to maintain it. When you plant it naturally, it will go for certain days, but now when you add 4-crop sweet, it is able to give it another 7 days when you harvest the cob and the maize is still sweet. So it acts as a preservative. That is the reason why I talked of a farmer being on the watch out for on weekly basis. That is number one. Number two, being able to conduct his garden as a horticulture, as a vegetable garden, so that he is able to go through all these steps. And you know, the beauty is every step leads you to the second one, the second to the third, successively until you exhaust those steps. Now, how do we put these chemicals together the one we've calculated, we've not even reached 500. We've not even reached
Though there is,
500,000.
we have not counted the labor costs.
Rule number 1. This is the rule I go by for your garden to look like this. Ensure that your garden is weed-free for the first 6 weeks. Now, how do you attain that weed-free for the first 6 weeks? If you don't have labor to control weeds, you can apply Roundup. Roundup is a non-selective herbicide that is designed to ensure that it kills all the weeds. You know, people have been complaining that there are some weeds that are not killed. Please, that one have never been introduced to Roundup. And you know, in Roundup,
if it is a non-selective herbicide, that means even the maize will.
No, we spray before we plant, or we spray immediately after we planted. Okay, so that we first clear all the weeds that are there, so that they do not interfere with us. So that they do not interfere with us. Yep. So ensure the first 6 weeks your maize is weed-free.
Weed-free. No
when
weeds.
we are planting, we apply Yaramira Power, 2 bottle tops for mineral water or plastic soda.
Per hole.
Per hole.
Even though we're going to put 1 seed.
Yes. Because why 2 bottle tops? We are not going to top dress. Instead of top dress, we shall just applying the foliar fertilizers. Now, the reason why we are not top dressing, because since we are doing outside normal planting season, you may realize that we may not have enough rainfall. And when you don't have enough rainfall, it is very difficult to apply the granular fertilizers, because in fact they will now damage your plant. That is why we are resorting to foliar fertilizer. And this foliar fertilizer I'm talking about are biostimulants. Now, by biostimulants means is you are trying to harmonize the prevailing harsh conditions to fit, to suit in the well-being of your crop. So we have Vano that's going to take us for the first 3 weeks. Sometimes we can even alternate. This week you apply Vano, the following week you apply Bimo, Vano, Bimo, Vano, Bimo, until now it has...
Bimo is used on these flowering plants.
Bimo,
like those plants that always give us flowers.
Let me now teach you about this. Bimo has boron, molybdenum, and amino acids. Remember, boron is the supervisor of the macronutrients. Macro is the NPK. Yeah? In other words, you are getting your NPK positioned and assigned well to feed your plant. That is why Bimo is very relevant in maize production. Yeah? Now, a case in point, once you've applied Bimo and it does not rain for the next 30 days, your maize will continue growing, which is not the case anywhere.
Are you for real?
Yes. We've never had rain here. It rained 2 days ago. Yeah?
So, can you please repeat the other thing you have talked about, the Bimo, that even if you don't have
rain for 1 month, those are 4 weeks, and you've applied your Bimo for, let's say, two applications, your crop is able to survive and wait for the next rain.
We shall get an episode, maybe next time, we only talk about Bimo, because it seems Bimo is more important when it comes to farming, so that people can understand the importance and how Bimo works.
Exactly.
I want to finish up this episode because we want to talk about the steps. So we have planted the spacing, we have applied the fertilizers.
We've ensured that our garden is weed-free for the next 6 weeks. We've sprayed weekly, because remember we have Vano, we have Bimo, we have 4-crop suite. So we keep on alternating. The first 2 weeks, the first 4 weeks, we do Bimo, Vano, Bimo, Vano. Now we enter the 5th week, we introduce the 4-crop suite. So 4-crop suite, Bimo, Vano, 4-crop suite, Bimo, Vano, until our maize is ready for harvesting. And it is a very simple task. And remember, whenever we are applying a foliar fertilizer, we mix with an insecticide. Because at that point in time, there is a lot of disease pressure, pest pressure in terms of the fall armyworm. They keep on reinfecting ever after 7 days.
So when do we start applying that?
We start applying the Vano. No, when the maize is 2 weeks old. We don't wait. When you wait knee height, you will find the leaves are tatters. are torn by the caterpillar. So we don't have to give caterpillar any chance. And the beauty with Emeron, it has the chemical that knocks down the caterpillar that is there, and at the same time it has a repellent. It keeps on repelling these adult butterflies from laying eggs again. You know, there was a day we were arguing that you mean as a butterfly that lay eggs that gives hatches to caterpillars. I say, now I think you must have forgotten your P5 science. So it is the adult that lays the eggs. And now the Emeron has that chemical formulation that repels it. So once you've applied, it will keep off for some time, and then probably later on in the day when you see it is reinfecting, that is when you can apply. But all in all, farmers out there who are looking at this episode, farming is real. We are not motivational speakers. We've made these things where we are seated. We are not coming and then get selfies. And get selfies and start sharing with you. I can share with you photos if you want from the day I planted it, the first weekly, as I document it, so that you are able to see step by step. So these ones, we are not motivational speakers, but what we are trying to do is that some of us, we've decided not to take things for granted. We've decided to interrogate and ensure that all the production steps are followed. And it is through that production steps that we are able to fulfill our calculation. Remember, last episode I started with the calculations. For you to attain those calculations, you must also provide time for you to watch over these things and ensure that they are successful. Because if they are not successful, you'll be embarrassed. What I didn't tell you about this
in 1 minute.
In 1 minute is that when we are planting an acre, we are going to have 44 lines.
44 lines.
44 lines. And each line has 330 plants.
So you can calculate.
So you calculate for those petty traders who want small. He comes and books one line, and you count each plant is 500 shillings. So 500 times 330, do the mathematics, and see how things are coming up. You see, now we are the scientists who are trying to define or to break down this complicated science in a simple language that any person who never went to school is able to understand. Because how you'll be able to understand is by delivering results. Results are not delivered by anybody who is not serious. Results are delivered by people who are intentional, who are meticulous, who are spot on, and who are determined to produce them. That is why I'm saying you need to scout your garden all the time to ensure that the growth rate of all the crops across all corners of your garden are uniform. It is through that you are going to that you'll be able to get uniform money. Unfortunately, farmers want to get uniform money, but they don't want to practice things uniformly.
That has been our episode today. That has been Mr. Ambrose, the director, Faith Agro Inputs. They're located in Container Village, and they have another office that is in Tebe Road. So please, you can visit there. You will actually get some lectures from him because he's always there at the shop when he's not in the field. My name is Dipatoka Telega, the farm chief. We also work together with these guys, and I also want to direct you where to take your kid. If you want your kid to be like we, if you want your kid to be determined to do everything, and that is none other than Midland Junior School, Chira Bulindo. You take your kid there. Of course, until we come back, a very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening.